And also, as we mentioned, Brian will be leaving sometime in July, moving down to Disney World, Orlando, Florida. And so I asked him, well, how would you like to, go out? And he says, he's been here, of course, 21 years. He's been playing since the year 2000, 21 years of ministry, having us praise and worship, as well as all the Christmas shows and St. Patrick's and summer concerts and all the wonderful liturgies, Holy Week, helping us to raise our minds and hearts to the Lord. So he said that's how we like to go out, with praise and worship. So you're having a concert, praise and worship concert tonight, 1 hour, 6 to 7 p.m. right here in the church. He has himself and a number of other musicians are already getting set up here. They were rehearsing last night. So I invite you all to come for praise and worship, followed by a reception downstairs in the church hall for Brian and his family. So once again, we thank him for all his wonderful years of ministry and service here in the parish, and all the best to all of you as you go forward. Anything you'd like to add to that? Or?
Sound. Okay, great, awesome. Really quick.
Go for it.
The word is more important than these words, but this is important for me to say. For 21 years, we've been blessed, not just myself, and really we give because the church gives to us, and that we are blessed by the man on the cross, right? And so it did start 21 years ago. I was asked by, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention her name. She couldn't be here this weekend because she's actually traveling. But Marianne Edwards, or May Edwards, as you might know her, had invited me to do a rock and roll mass back when we first began. And she said, we got a really lively youth group here. And when I showed up, had a lot of kids that didn't really know how to play very well, but they gave it their best. And so we had people like Mike Geary, some of the elders of the parish, and they all joined in and they all supported us. And it was back when they somehow allowed us to sing Spirit in the Sky in church. I don't know why they did that. You call me progressive now, but back then we were singing rock and roll 1960s and 70s music in the church. It was fine, and it was wonderful, but it helped grow my family. And I have 3 wonderful children and a beautiful wife. Sherry, stand up. Stand up. She hates this. She started working over at the center when the center was open, and she taught preschool for a number of years. So she's just as much involved as I am, and as they say, behind every, I wouldn't call myself great, but every great man there is an even better woman, and I must say that she has supported me through all this. But moreover, you guys, like I said last week, are our family, and it's really, I have to take a breath. It's really hard to leave something. Sorry. All right. I knew I couldn't get through this. That means so much. My son, I don't know where he is. Christian, where are you? He's in the front. Wave. He played drums in the group, and he's become a great man because of this family. My oldest, 23, Robin, loves the Lord, and she loves worship music. And she walks with him down in Florida already. It's just where she lives. And of course, that is because she's been brought up through the wonderful programs that this church has to offer, the wonderful heart for Christ that this parish has to offer. And we wouldn't be who we are and have grown to who we are unless we were here. So I urge you in this church that after I am gone, that you keep this going, because we've pushed really hard for 21 years to get a really great sound system in here and get technology that we can push you forward with. And that is something that I wanted to leave for you guys, even if I'm not, after 21 years of begging for it in this church, able to use it. You plant that seed and you watch that tree grow even from afar. And so my gift to you is song and a sound system, and hopefully, and your gift to us was that you gave us a family for 21 years to build our family, and for that, we are eternally grateful.
And obviously that's what we're all here for, how to allow our lives to be to grow as disciples, as children of God, and experiencing in the community the presence of Christ. Wherever two or more, there am I in your midst, and there's that palpable presence of a loving God through the Word, through sacrament, and through His people. So we thank once again Brian and his family for being a part of that, helping us to grow, to raise our minds and hearts in praise and worship to the Lord. And thank you, Brian, for all that you've done and all you've been, and all these years, I've always, I look forward to coming to Mass with, Brian's playing. There's just a way that he just lifts your spirits. Sometimes, when you're as a priest, you got to prepare. You're doing all this work, right? But it's like, it's like I look forward to being lifted up, and and so it's been a great gift for my own spiritual life. And so, thank you, Brian. If you have anything you'd like to share about,
real quick, just stop, real quick. I got all the sobbing out this morning. I couldn't even make a sentence. But I look out and I see. Thank you guys who have been here for the ride from the whole time. I see you, Heather and her family there, and many of the other ones, the Bittman family, and it's really interesting because when I first started, I wondered how I was going to get it done, and you see people come and go, but some people really stick, and I don't want to make this part about me. What I'm about to say, I didn't make it about these guys. So tonight, I called these guys. I said, hey, listen, I'm leaving. I want one more with you guys. And they didn't even hesitate. They said, I'm in. Brad hasn't played guitar for a year. Brandon hasn't played drums for a year. But what's really cool is Brandon started with me when he was a little kid. I think he was the first one to start with me on drums. And he could barely keep time at that point. But now Brandon plays every instrument in the world. It's the craziest thing. And he's with Lift Ministries. He's on big stages. And he's witnessing and ministering to large groups of teenagers across the country. So see what, and then Matt is got his own band in Manchester. Matt's done a ton of musical things, and he does the Christmas tree lightings with me and all that stuff. Brad has been with me alongside my personal bands and and being at Soul Fest, Matt as well. But really, it wasn't me who did that. Like I said this earlier, but I really want to reiterate it. It's not me who does that. It's this family here at this church. Because you have children and you have people in your lives who are talented, who can give to the church, and you urge them to do it, that's why we have people like me who can stay here for 20 years, 20 plus years. And then have these guys go on to start ministries and do their own thing in their lives. And now, Brandon has 3 children, and he is a worship minister at his church in Dedham. And Brad has his first child, Greta, back there, and Matt is expecting a first child in September. So, and I can only hope that their church communities and their communities around them can bring them up as well as you have with my family and my children as well. So God bless you, and thank you so much for wonderful years and wonderful memories.
God bless you guys. Thank you, Father Ray. Father Ray's pretty awesome. Let us have this happen tonight. Come up here. Come up here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Father Ray. Wait, can I say something first?
Go for it.
All right. How many years you been here now?
10.
10 years. So normally we don't get a priest for more than 7. So we're at 10, and I gotta say, I don't like to compare priests, but as priests go, you're pretty darn good, Father Ray. He's such a blessing to all of us and my family, and he's not only been a good father, but he's been a great brother as well. So, amen, brother. Even though you like the Yankees.
Just saying, 10 years with Brian here. It's just been, coming to Mass, it's something that uplifts me, to be able to hear Brian and his worship that is from the heart. He's very talented, but it goes deeper than just the skills and the talents. It's genuine worship, and it's just been a privilege. 10 years here. I'm looking forward to coming to be lifted up and raising our minds and hearts in worship to God. And, Brian has provided us with that most valuable and precious gift. And we're a greater, closer community at a parish as a result of his presence in our midst. And that will last a long time. So, Brian, thank you for your worship, your friendship, and we have a cake for Brian downstairs in the hall. So there's cake and a few little snacks, so help yourself to come on down. And thank you, Brian, on behalf of all of us for your friendship and your family being a part of your family and a part of our family. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you much.
All right, get on, get out of here. You'll see me the next couple of weeks. We don't leave till the end of July, but things are so busy. It was just good to say goodbye now, and it just made sense. And I'm leaving you with a really good music minister. You who are parishioners here, his name's Chris, and he's going to take good care of you, I promise, okay? God bless you.
I didn't notice.
Instruments are in play. An acoustic guitar becomes a glorified tambourine. It doesn't really matter. Right. Does it really?
Good job, Sheree.